Hey guys, it's your boy. I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. Hi guys, it's Joel. In this video, we're going to be covering how to use OBS's replay buffer feature. We'll go through how to activate it in OBS, how to set up and configure multi-track audio, what the multi-track audio looks like when imported into a video software such as Premiere Pro, and we'll show how to incorporate it all into your bot via the chat commands, MixPlay buttons, and Streamdeck controls. The first thing we need to understand is why we would record locally instead of using online tools such as Smart Clips, Mixer Clips, Neat Clips, etc. The first reason is that it can be more reliable. Sometimes the timing is not long enough to capture the entire amount that we want, and it can be very painful to go back through the VOD to try and find it again to clip it manually. Doing it locally means we can record a longer clip to guarantee we get what we would need. Additionally, sometimes the API issues can lead to clips not functioning at all. Doing it locally means we aren't as reliant on the API. Secondly, you can export to a higher quality video and audio. Normally when a clip is captured from the stream, it is captured in whatever resolution it's being downscaled to in your streaming software. This way you can retain a higher quality that you record to. Third reason is that it makes it really easy to upload to your own social media and YouTube channels. And the last one is a big one. It's that using multi-track audio allows you to reconfigure the sounds post-recording. This means you can lower or even mute certain tracks such as music, or increase voice volume over game volume, etc. So let's get into it. As you can see now, I've got a very basic version of OBS in here. It's got a couple basic scenes, a few different sources, and in my audio mixer I've just got a few audios that have been separated. It is the bots and soundboard, the desktop audio, which is my game audio, Discord, mic, and music. That way we can separate these all later. So these are all done via virtual audio cables, which I'll link down below. First thing we need to do to set up is we've got to go into our settings, into our output, and change it from simple to advanced. And this gives us a lot of other options and a few tabs here to play with. First thing to note is with the streaming one, we can actually only select one audio track to be outputted to our stream. So we're going to keep it at number 1, but that's important to know that. So later on when we are separating our audio, we know that track number 1 needs to have every bit of audio that we want to go to our stream. Under the audio tab, we can basically select where we're going to be recording it to, and the important one here is the recording format. It's probably going to be defaulted to MKV, and we're going to set it to MP4 so it's easier to import it to our video editing software. We're going to skip over the audio one for a moment and we'll go to replay buffer, and I've just set this maximum replay time to 60 seconds. And that will give us a nice long clip that we can then trim down later to make sure we haven't missed anything. In our audio one, these are our 6 tracks that we're able to do, that we've been able to select when we've done our recording. We've selected all 6 tracks. So now we know we can use up to our 6 tracks when using our clips. So track 1, I would set to our stream audio because that's everything that we want the stream to be able to hear. After that, we then go into our other ones. So track 2, we've set to just be our game audio. Track 3, our voices, which is the mic and Discord. Track 4 will be music, and then track 5 will be alert and bots, soundboard, that kind of thing. You could also here add it as like track 6 and say, oh, this is what I want on my YouTube video, and then get really specific on, okay, in my YouTube video, we're going to have my mic, but we're not going to have my bots. And that's something else you can experiment with. But for now, we'll just stick to the 4 tracks here that are separated and our one that is all combined there. Let's click apply. So when we do that, we notice we've now got a start replay buffer over there. However, it won't actually let us use it until we set up a hotkey for it. So go into your hotkeys, and we want basically this replay buffer here, save replay. We just want to put it as a key that is not going to be in the way. So I've set to something really unusual, Shift Control F8. We don't really need to remember this beyond setting it up, because all of our activations when we're live will be done via chat commands or the Streamdeck. Okay, so now we've got it all set up pretty much how we want it. We're now going to look at our multi-track audio. So if we go to our advanced audio properties, you'll see that you'll probably have all of these ticked. What I've gone through is I've gone through and separated what I want. So we know that track 1 is our stream audio, so we want everything to be heard by the stream. But then track 2 is just our game audio. So the only one that I've selected is our desktop audio, which is our game audio there. Track number 3 is our voices, so it's only going to be our mic and Discord. And then number 4, just our music. And 5, we've got our alerts, bots, and soundboard. And that way we know that track 5 is only going to be alerts, spots, and soundboard, etc. We're not using track 6, so I've just left it all blank for now. This gives us a really good amount of flexibility when we do eventually import it into Premiere. So now we've got it all set up, we're going to go ahead and start our replay buffer. So we're going to let that run for about 60 seconds. In the meantime, what we're going to do is I'm going to play some music via Pretzel here. And you'll see that our music channel is now being activated. You'll note that my mic channel is not being activated as it's currently being used by the recording software for this video. Instead of playing a game, I'm just going to go ahead and play a video of a good friend of mine's stream. So we'll go play, and here we are, surrogate game for today.
Try and keep up with this dude, man. I'm gonna die just because of the weapons.
You'll now see that our game audio, or our pretend game audio, is now also being activated. And this is going to be a really good, easy way to be able to identify the 2 different tracks that we'll have imported into Premiere and how we can adjust those tracks individually of each other. We'll let this run for a few moments to get the full replay buffer recording. Now that we've saved that replay buffer using either the hotkey or the small command within OBS, which is just the little one here, we can now import it into Premiere Pro, which I've done here. Now when we drag it onto our timeline, you'll see that we have our 6 tracks here. Now at this stage they are still connected. So we're going to go ahead and just unlink them just so that we can select individual tracks. So we know that track 1, that was our audio from everything that the stream hears. So let's go and mute our track. And let's see what that sounds like.
Damn, it's been open, but I hope they haven't taken all the guns.
Okay, so you can hear the video of the game slash Duke speaking, as well as our music that we've got playing in the background. Let's just see what it sounds like with just the game audio. This will basically be eliminating the music. Now obviously Duke has a little bit of music in his own background, but it's not the music that we've been playing over the track that we heard. Now, we'll go down to our music track, which was, I think, on there. And we can hear our music. And you see it activating on the right there. So now we know that, okay, if that's just our music track, and then that's just our game track, so that's going to be our 2 separated, and that's what it sounds like. But if we now say, actually, we really wanted the music to be a touch louder because that was really fun, we can then go in here and adjust the levels up a touch and make it a bit louder. Or if we wanted to, and we wanted to have everything else visible, say our microphone was on and we had our bots and everything, but we didn't want our music to be on, we would just eliminate the music, and that would basically just have Duke speaking, as well as the microphone, Discord, the bot alerts and notifications, all those kind of things would be active there. And that's kind of what we're trying to get with here. So now we know, hey, this could be a really good clip. It's also, you'll see it's a minute-long clip instead of 30 seconds. So we can then clip part of this what you want, eliminate the music if we want to do that. And it gives us a lot of flexibility when uploading to our own social media. So now we've been able to do a local recording and seen how it can be edited in a video software. It's time to finish the job by doing some integrations into our stream. We're going to start with making a chat command in a bot such as MixItUp. So you see here I've got MixItUp running, and you just want to go into the commands page and we're going to add a new command. Now we're going to do an advanced command. That way we can do multiple steps, such as posting who has made the clip. So our command name, we're going to name it clip, and the chat trigger will also be clip. We're going to go here, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make it do an input for mouse and keyboard, and add that into our scene. We're going to have a keyboard, and we're going to set this. This here is the hotkey that we set up earlier. Command Shift F8. Control Shift F8 on PC. Control Shift, and here is F8 there. And don't forget, we're going to set the action as click. So if I run that now, that should activate our hotkey. But I want to add a little something extra just so I can see who has posted the clip. So I want to add a chat command to run just after it. And we're going to use these special identifiers to find out who was the person that ran it. So if we go to general user, so if you do, so we learn here, if we use the $sign username, that is the name of the person who initiated the command. So we could also put an @ in front of it, which is actually quite helpful to basically tag the person that is running it. So we're going to put an @ in front of that as well. So we're going to go @username has just clipped something awesome. That way we know whenever it runs, that person will get tagged that this clip something awesome. It just means that everyone knows who was the one that ran the clip command. The reason we're going to post that is we're actually going to go over here and we're going to tell it to delete the chat command and run. This is an optional step, but it does keep the chat nice and tidy. And if 4 or 5 people try and clip within a few seconds of each other, we know that all those messages will be deleted and it won't be sort of keeping the chat messy. We're also going to set a cooldown. Now we know that our clip does go for 60 seconds, but just in case there's something really awesome happens between that period, we're going to go to 30 seconds. That way we've got a bit more of a buffer. If something, something clips something because it's, something amazing was clipped, but then 25 seconds later, or 30 seconds later, 45 seconds later, something else amazing happens, you want to set that cooldown to something that is somewhere in between there, so that way you can capture all of it. So I want to go with 30 seconds here. Now, you can use it as a user permission, pro, partner, follower, regs, subs, mods, channel staff, or just a streamer. If you want to be the one to run it, I'm going to keep it on users for now. Now that's done, click save. I've already got a command with the same name, so I'm just going to go new clip. Obviously, I've already got a command like this running. Save, and you'll see our new clip is already here. Now that we have it, we can now use exclamation mark new clip in our chat to activate that hotkey bind. That hotkey bind will then in turn activate the replay buffer. But we don't want chat messages to be the only way to run this. So now we're going to go ahead and make it so you can run it by a MixPlay button or a Streamdeck button. So I've already got a test MixPlay board here that I've put a clip button in. If you're unsure how to make a MixPlay board, be on the lookout for my next video, which will be on how to do that. I'll also add some resources down below that will help you make one yourself. But this is a very basic board. It's just got one button here that says clip. So now when I go into Mix It Up and I go to the MixPlay, I can go to my MixPlay tests, and I can see my clip button is here. Now, one of the really handy things about Mix It Up is I don't need to recreate those actions I made before in order to clip it. I can simply use this to add a command and make an advanced command, and I can just tell it to run the command that we made previously. So we're going to do that. We're going to say command, add, and we're going to say run command, and we know that we made a chat command before. And here it is, new clip. And so now when we run this, all the actions that we did previously will be running. The big advantage of this is if we do have to edit any of the previous command, we only have to edit it in that one place, and this will update it, because all this will do will be to run what we made before. And it's a really handy way to not have to edit 3 or 4 of the exact same commands. So now we can save that, although I do need a spark cost. I think I'm going to make that 5 sparks, just to have a little spark icon there for no other reason. So now I can save that. So now when I run this command, it will actually be activating the replay buffer. It will also be posting it in my chat, which I can show you now. So you can see now, so we can see that the chat message that we added to it has fired. So we know that the replay buffer has also fired. And that's really, having something like that in chat appear is also a really good way to tell that you know that something has actually worked properly, which is nice. Now, before we start our stream, be sure to make sure you connect the MixPlay board. Otherwise, it will not work and the MixPlay button will not appear. So now our MixPlay board appears. And now here's our clip. And when we push the button, yep, we know that that's just worked. So now the last step is how to add it via a Streamdeck button. So now we're going to add our Streamdeck controls. And there are 2 methods to do this. The first we'll go through is using the Mix It Up commands, simply to drag it onto our board here to run a command. And similar to how we did with our MixPlay, we're just going to tell it to run a chat command, and we're going to find our new clip command, and that's done. So now when we push this, it will run our chat command and post in chat. The second method of doing this will be to bypass Mix It Up altogether, and just to use a system hotkey, and then clip, and then use the same hotkey that we had before, Control Shift F8. Now the difference here is this will only work when the bot is running, and it will also do all the other actions like posting in chat. And if we say we had a sound clip as well when played when we did that, all those kinds of things. When we do this, it will only activate it, but it will basically activate it silently. So the chat message won't appear, and none of those other things that we did in MixPlay. If you're clipping it yourself, generally you might actually end up choosing to go this route, just so that you're not spamming up the chat with your own messages. But that is really a personal preference. But that is really how it is all done. And we've now got a fully functional clip system that will record the clips locally in a format that is really easy to edit and really versatile. And we've now also got chat commands, MixPlay integration, and Streamdeck buttons to go along with it. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. If it helped you, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me. Let me know in the comments down below how you went setting it up. And don't forget to catch me over on Mixer at mixer.com/chalk. Class is now dismissed.